Hey Simmers, welcome back to the New Crest Challenges. I am Amanda.
I am CJ, and every week we give ourselves a different build challenge. This week, though, because of the recent news of the potential sale of EA to a bunch of horrible people, we decided to make a very colorful, very queer community challenge.
So CJ, I think that you can agree that we are queer and we are tired of living in this hellscape capitalism. So why did we make this challenge specifically? It's because playing this game has always been a safe space for a lot of queer people, ourselves included. It was one of the first video games that I played as
Same here.
as a teenager, playing The Sims 1, where they couldn't get over the trash bag. And to even consider that this game might disappear into something that we can't recognize is a very depressing thought. But queer joy is a radical act, so we are choosing to make our own world, and this is the world that we came up with.
So, what is this challenge? This is not a color challenge, though it could be. This is not a legacy challenge, though it could be. And this is not a base game challenge, though it could be. This challenge is about building community, a community of diverse Sims and meeting their needs, however you choose to play. Casts, builds, gameplay, all of the above or some of the above.
So what we're using as our guide is the Pride flag, the original one. And every sim build and generation takes its theme from one of the 8 original stripes. And we're gonna go through them, but basically this is the meaning for each color of the original Pride flag. It's woohoo, life, healing, sun, nature, magic, serenity, and spirituality.
The rules here are very general. This is your world and you can make it however you like to play The Sims. If you want to build up a whole world from the gallery, do it. If you want to play a single family lineage, do it. If you want to use only the rainbow colors in building, do it. And if you don't want to do it, don't. Use whatever your favorite challenge rules are. We've also done our best to keep it base game compatible. If you want to add additional rules like pack restrictions, go for it.
So for this challenge, we're gonna limit ourselves to one map. You can still go to high school or other locked lots and you can socialize in other worlds until you build your own community. Once your community is built, you need to support that community by using the businesses and the gathering spots. We're gonna fill the community with colorful Sims, one color at a time. You have to start with the color pink and go through all of the flag. You can make this a legacy challenge if you want, but you don't have to. If you are more of a player, you can download the builds from the gallery. If you're more of a builder, you can download the Sims from the gallery. When building your community, remember that we're doing one home for each color, one community lot for each color, and one Sims family for each color.
The pink stripe represents woohoo. In this stripe, we're celebrating all things love and cozy. Sims under the woohoo rules are focused on romance aspirations. For growing Sims like your child or teen Sims, try becoming a teen idol before reaching adulthood. Once you reach young adulthood, level up your baking and or gourmet cooking skill. Builds under the woohoo rules must have an awesome kitchen. Other than a home for your Sims, you could build a wedding venue, a lounge, or another date spot. Think intimacy. For example, we have here our pink woohoo Sim, Momoka Rosario, who is an adult Sim. They use they, them pronouns. They are pansexual, polysexual, and trans femme. They are married. They have the soulmate aspiration, and their career is as a wedding cake baker.
We also got some examples of builds that you could make. So you could make a wedding venue. I made a tiny pink house because I am extra and I love pink. The important thing to remember is that your build must have a really, really good kitchen. Now, moving on to the red stripe. The red stripe represents life. In this stripe, we're celebrating all things comforting and familial. Sims under the life rules are focused on creative aspirations. For growing Sims, try collecting all of the frogs before adulthood, and once you reach young adulthood, raise a furry friend or a little Sim. Builds under the life rule must have a home for 8 Sims, or you could build a museum or a recreation center.
So for example, we have our life Sim here, Redford. Redford is a young adult Sim. They are bi and transmasculine. They are a single father with they, them pronouns, and their aspiration is the successful lineage. Their career is as an artist.
And over here we have a few examples of builds that you can find in the gallery. Some of these are recreation centers, some of these are very creative museums, and some of these are houses for 8 Sims.
The orange stripe represents healing. In this stripe, we're celebrating all things caring and restorative. Sims under the healing rules are focused on logic or handiness. For growing Sims, try keeping straight A's. And once you age up, enter a healing career, like doctor or veterinarian. Builds under the healing rules must start as a fixer-upper. Renovate the build to suit your Sims. Think about a new lease on life. For example, we have here Amber Fox, who is a young adult Sim. She's the she/her pronouns. She's a lesbian, aromantic, and cisgender. She is single. Her aspiration is mansion baron, but she's currently unemployed.
And for builds, you should download one of the fixer-uppers from the gallery or just the shell challenge and try to use that to create either a community space or a home. The yellow stripe represents sunlight. So in this stripe, we're celebrating all things celestial and bright. Sims under the sun rule are focused on becoming famous. For growing Sims, try becoming a chess master before adulthood, and once you reach young adulthood, collect all of the space sprints. Builds under the sun rule must have a Hall of Fame, a space to show off your collections or trophies. A good option for a community lot would be a nightclub or a karaoke bar.
For example, this is Sun. He's an adult Sim. He uses he/him pronouns. He's a cis gay man in an open, married relationship with 2 children. His aspiration is computer whiz, and his career is as a politician.
And for the build, you do have to add a Hall of Fame, but if you just want to make this a color challenge, you can make the sunniest, yellowest house ever.
The green stripe represents nature. In this stripe, we're celebrating the natural world and all things verdant. Sims under the nature rules are focused on nature aspirations. For growing Sims, try maxing your motor skills before adulthood, and once you reach young adulthood, level up your gardening skill. Builds under the nature rules must have a greenhouse. Other than a home for Sims, you could build a community garden or park. For example, we have an elder Sim here. This is Sakura Morimoto. Sakura is the AAA battery, ace, arrow, and agender. They use they/them pronouns. They are single. Their aspiration is master maker, and their career is as a gardener.
And if you're looking for builds to download from the gallery, making a greenhouse now has become so much easier. The aqua stripe represents magic. In this stripe, we're celebrating all things magical and odd. All Sims must be or become an occult. For growing Sims, we're gonna max your creative skill before adulthood and spend adulthood collecting all crystals. Builds under the magic rule must be unusual and have something unexpected in the front yard. Other than a home for Sims, you could build a pool, a library, or a hot spring. Think fantasy themed.
So for example, our Sim here is Nia. Nia is a young adult mer Sim, and uses AM pronouns because do mermaids have gender? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Nia is married. Nia and their partner are both mermaids. They're both pan and poly. Nia has the crystal crafter aspiration and a career as an entrepreneur.
As for builds, it's just supposed to be something unexpected. And even if you're not a builder, take a look at the options that exist in the gallery, because I was scrolling for a while. It's so cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun, creative things out there.
That one is a butterfly.
It is.
That one is a butterfly.
I know. The indigo stripe represents serenity. In this stripe, we're celebrating all things peaceful and harmonious. Sims under the serenity rules are focused on mischief aspirations. For growing Sims, try maxing charisma before adulthood, and once you reach young adulthood, max your fitness or wellness skill. Builds under the serenity rules must be tiny. Other than a small home for your Sims, you could build a gym or spa. Our example Sim is Sir Lieberman. Sir is a young adult Sim who is bi, monogamous, and non-binary. They use they/them pronouns. And they are single. Their aspiration is inner peace, and their career is as a student studying law at the University of Brightchester.
As for build examples, a gym is a good option, but I haven't been to the inside of a gym in like 10 months, so I'll probably just find a park.
10 months is pretty good. I think I'm on 10 years.
Okay, good job. Yeah. You don't need a gym. We're aging gracefully. The purple stripe represents spirituality. In this stripe, we're celebrating all things at one with the universe. Sims under the spirituality rules are focused on being their own boss. For growing Sims, try befriending a ghost before adulthood, and once you reach a young adulthood, max as many skills as possible. Builds under the spirituality rules must have a studio space, like an art studio or a workshop. Community lots you could build for Sims include a library or a retail store. Think main character energy.
Our main character example is Valencia. She is an adult Sim. She's a lesbian in a monogamous married relationship. Uses she, her pronouns. She's also a trans woman and a hijabi. Her aspiration is to be a super parent, and her career is as a freelance programmer.
As with every other build, you could just make this a very colorful home, or you could find some fun libraries in the gallery.
For Valencia's family home, I put a granny suite on, as well as a studio, so it's a multi-generational home.
Nice. Now, if you do participate in the challenge, please use these tags. Hashtag #NCFlagBuild if you were building something, and #NCFlagSim if you're uploading a family. All of the families that you've seen today are already on CJ's account.
As well as all of the builds that I made for my new Crest world.
As we build these, we are going to upload them in the channel, so please like and subscribe for more.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy making your own world, your own community, and, building an escape for a little while from the terrors outside the real windows.
A place where you can own property and make money doing something you love.
And where minimum wage doesn't seem to be a thing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as the world is so horrible right now, if you have the ability to help out, one way that you can do that is by supporting the Rainbow Railroad. Rainbow Railroad is an amazing organization that helps people from around the world escape to places where they are safe to love and be themselves.
And if you know of any other charities currently helping people around the world, specifically queer people, please link it in the comments. We would love to take a look at those as well.
Yeah, and if you have any local mutual aid groups, prioritize sending your money to them.
Once again, this is a challenge about community because community matters. The way to stay sane in difficult times is having people around you to help you carry the load.
Yeah.
Okay, stay safe, stay gay, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.